Hello. Green light is on.
All right, this is the enrollment process, courtesy of the program director.
So we have a skit. I'm kidding.
Well, I don't need
Kind
to know
of.
that. Yes, you all need to know that.
Yes, we'll do.
All of you need to know this. Cast your card.
Option A or option
We're actually going to be going over two different parts here today. The first part is going to be the steps about talking about the child and how our program specifically is going to help them. And then at the very end, we're also going to be talking a little bit more about the program agreement, because I would like all of you to know what is in there. Even if you know it's in there, I want you to know it gooder. So,
more better.
we're going to start off with what are the 4 steps for perfect enrollment? Raise your hand, and if you get it right, Ashton will throw candy at you. Heart candy.
I know.
Go for it. Yeah.
Talk about the student.
Michael.
Talk about the student.
Your hand was raised, but your
No candy
mouth started
for you.
moving.
It was taking so long. I wasn't sure if it
Sorry.
was
Like, chuck it hard, dude. Got it. Oh, paint the picture. My noodles.
I have more. Don't worry.
Pricing.
Schedule pricing is involved in that,
Close.
Oh.
but that's not step 4.
That's okay.
frame.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay,
Frame the upgrade. I was trying to help Dana. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
that's right.
Schedule pricing.
Schedule
We already hit that.
Oh, Jaden.
Close. Seal the deal, baby.
And
We'll have more opportunities.
yeah, there will be more opportunities for the sweet hardness. Welcome.
Well, they were taking so long. That was a shut up thing.
Let's
Okay.
start throwing peanut M&Ms at people.
Yeah. Feel free to.
It means we need a child volunteer.
It's okay. We'll just pretend there's an invisible one.
You are
You're
program
my
director.
child.
All right.
Hello, child.
So really quickly, we want to go through, basically today, we want to go through the entire enrollment conference. We're going to be focusing on some parts more specifically than others. But first, we wanted to address something, and feel free to chime in on this, that we lovingly termed robot mode. This is something that can occur pretty frequently when you are learning a script, in that your conversation with the parents turns into something that we could literally record and push play on, and it would have no difference whether or not a parent was there or you were there. There are some times when robot mode can be helpful, like when we're hitting like a chunk of information, but we don't want the entire thing to be robot mode. We don't want it all to be pre-recorded questions. We don't want them to be, it's just, I mean, that was kind of it. Here, and make sure that.
Okay. I just the with the robot mode, like he was saying, sometimes you can have it in the, especially when we go over the program agreement, you have to hit certain points, but you can personalize what you say. You make jokes about it. If you've ever heard Braxton close on something, he's like, this is how we're going to teach your kids not to hit each other. Please don't sue us, knock on wood, right? Like those kind of little quips will help other people feel a bit more comfortable, but you still can use robot mode and it still can be utilized.
So we just wanted to kind of get that out there into you guys, because it's also something that you need to focus on while you're teaching classes. So when you hit 5th class in a row and you're still on the same, like, what's it called? The mat chat, that we are like actually engaged with what we're talking about. So really quickly, we're going to actually go through the first little bit of an enrollment conference, and then we're going to pause, and then we'll do some role play in a second. So I'm going to give this to you.
Ooh.
Oh, I can look it out.
Yeah. Fancy.
Feel free to.
No pressure. We're just recording it.
Just
Right?
for my own brain, who's currently program director? And who's
You'll find
currently
out in
student?
just a second.
The one that does not have the child.
Oh, I didn't see. Brandon, you're really short.
Well, he's a child.
Gaga goo goo.
Hey, don't talk to him like that.
Definitely little interesting.
All right. So my name is Daniel. What was your name?
Lorraine.
Lorraine. It's very nice to meet you. And what's your name, sir?
Brandon.
Brandon. It's nice to meet you, Brandon. How you doing?
Doing good.
I'm glad to hear it. Now, let me ask you something. How was that intro?
It was good.
It was good. All right. Did you guys have some fun? Like, what was your favorite part?
Brandon, I'll let you go first.
I really liked breaking the board. That was
Okay.
my favorite part.
Breaking the board. I like that. Lorraine, what was your favorite part?
I really liked the attention game. That was really, really fun to play.
I like that one too. Let me ask you a question. Did you beat Sensei McKay at the attention game?
Totally.
That's what I'm talking about. That's good focus, sir. I like it. Now, tell me a little bit about Brandon. What are we looking for as far as like confidence, focus? What are we coming in for?
I would really like for Brandon to kind of get out of his shell a little bit more. We moved recently, and he's just not quite. I don't know. Got to get out of it, you know.
Okay. So, is this something that's like happening at school? Is he having a hard time like approaching people and making friends?
Yeah, I would say that. Usually he's pretty good about making friends, and lately he's been a little.
Okay.
Active listening. Anyway.
Having some friends that are black belts would be beneficial.
All right. So a little bit of confidence, going up and meeting new people, introducing himself. Is there anything else I should know about Brandon? Like, Brandon, what's your favorite ice cream?
Oh, Oreo.
Oreo. I like Oreo. What else?
I mean, he's a good kid. There's nothing too. He does go good in school. He's an only kid, so he doesn't really have many problems. Or I wouldn't say. I don't think. I don't know, Brandon. What you wanted to do karate? You tell me what you wanted.
Ooh.
Yeah, I want to do karate because the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they do things with like the weapons, and I think that's really cool.
Oh yeah. Who's your favorite Ninja Turtle?
Leonardo. Yeah.
All right. So that confidence could also come with leading people. Like Leonardo's the leader of the Ninja Turtles.
Paying for it.
Would you like to be like up there talking in front of people, being the leader of a class?
Yes.
Very nice. I like that. Now, this.
Okay, now what he's about to do, and I want you to just pay special attention here, because in a second, we're going to have you guys basically do the same thing, but for a good handful of different themes, because what is he looking for? What are we looking for?
Making friends.
Making friends, confidence. So what he's about to do is...
I'm about to paint the picture.
He's about to paint the picture. So, do you want to show him really quick?
Yeah. So, I want you to picture something in your mind for me. Brandon, you walk up to the front of the class. You get to say your name real loud. You're about to do your form, and then at the end, everybody claps for you. Does that sound cool?
That does sound cool.
Okay, I like that. Now, we're about to do something with a partner. How would you like for him to be the first one to go up and say, "Hey, my name's Brandon. Will you be my partner?"
I'd really like to see that.
Yeah. Is that something that you think we can work on together?
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad to hear it. I think already we're seeing a lot of confidence, right? You said that your favorite thing in the intro was the attention game, right? Was he kind of quiet at the beginning?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, come into the office, he's talking to me, he's making eye contact, he's being very social with me, very loud, right? He's very excited. How would you feel if every day at the end of class he came home and he gave you a high five and said, "Mom, today was awesome. I had so much fun at karate"?
That would be great. That's what I want.
Perfect. I'm glad to hear it.
Okay, so here, I'm going to steal one of the mics back. Whoever. Just one. Double mic. You don't need to hear me in surround sound. Okay, so on your paper, there are a bunch of different slots between having confidence, self-esteem, physical fitness, self-control, focus, respect, bullying, self-defense, social skills, goal setting, and responsibility. We're going to take some time right now. I would like you to all write something we do specifically in class that ties into the life skill. How this thing in class will benefit this child. Not necessarily this child, but in any situation. Yeah.
Now, Daniel's example of that was that you get in front of your class and you're speaking, right? That's the confidence thing. There's confidence on your paper too. Come up with something else.
Yes, please.
Not that one.
That was my
Okay,
I picked the low-hanging fruit.
but we're going to give you guys a good couple of minutes because in a minute we're going to be throwing more hard candy at your guys' faces. If you are able to, we're going to randomly point at you and we're going to randomly assign you something and you have 15 seconds, no more, to paint the picture on how specific thing will help with specific attribute. Does it make sense?
Are you just pointing and going?
We're going to probably do raise of hands. Well, actually, no. I think we planned on doing it randomly. We're going to point and go. Yeah.
It's
So-
a pressure drill.
Lucha the Torah.
So if I don't see you writing, you're going to get called on.
How will karate solve this problem for the child?
Yes. Cool. And have at it. Do you want us to pause the video or just?
Braxton, how much do you see your videos
We're gonna give you like,
That's the reason I like
I don't know, 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
You have 5 minutes to do this. At time, we're just gonna start calling on people. So if you're not done, you're not done. Come up with them quick.
How old
They're coming up with it on the fly.
Any child.
It doesn't matter.
Come up with a way that our program can help somebody. How you would explain it.
Yeah, pick an age.
We're gonna ways we do these things in class.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, do you need? Oh, sorry.
I don't know.
Sorry. I was late class.
Oh, you're good.
Hell yeah.
That'll be a tardy against you. But
Oh man.
What was that?
it'll be a tardy against you.
Why did I have so many ideas before you said go, and now I'm completely out of ideas?
Because you're on the spot.
Because- Yeah.
When it says bullying, is it like
Anti-bullying. Dealing with bullying. Not teaching kids how to bully.
they're like if it was Caden, is he being a bully or is he getting bullied?
Take it how you want.
Okay, sounds good.
See.
It can be both sides.
And if it involves chokehold, bonus points.
How much time do they have left?
3.5 minutes.
Then we're gonna
Yeah,
go
about 4 minutes.
4 minutes? Cool.
Would you like to time skip to your next adventure?
We're putting you on the spot to come up with a lot really quickly because oftentimes that's what happens as program directors.
Yeah.
There's a very weird, specific thing that they really need help with, and we need to come up with something very quickly, very specifically about how our program is going to help your child. So we're giving you actually prep time, so take advantage of it.
You have about 3 minutes left.
Yes, Sensei!
I'm now writing the Cliff Notes version instead of the entire version.
Yeah.
Shorthand, just like Ashlyn does.
If you know what it means, it works. Just like Ashley. Yeah.
Shorthand.
Write twice as fast as you're missing half the letters. Fair, that's why you do it.
She's writing short talk.
Get the Ashton shorthand. Most of the time. 90.
So just remember as we're going over the actual thing to have an objection against, like, what if we move so that they can get the answer to that?
Well, it's only one.
What?
Just one apple.
Just one, because he'll end up hitting both.
Good.
Right? For the, what are the conditions in which you can quit? Yeah, just make sure to hit both.
You have about a minute and a half left.
You, oh, yeah. We as a group decided that that was actually really important.
It's like super quiet for a whole herd of us.
Braxton yelled at me the other day.
I did.
Alright, about 1 minute left.
Best minute.
Yeah.
Well, that's last minute. Is that what you said? Best minute.
And Nate's done.
Yeah, Nate.
Nice job.
Oh, let's go.
I was written
Color.
Yeah, doodle.
30 seconds.
How do they do this?
Jaden, taller Jaden is done.
Wait, what? Who is
Keep going, keep going.
I actually don't know. My brother Jaden.
Right now he is.
Jaden El Flaco.
I'm done. Alpha.
Nice job.
I have 4 more.
Get all you can. There's like 15 seconds. Get all you can. Alright, and time.
Okay, cool. We're gonna start calling. Pens down.
Alright.
So,
Light work, boys.
all right. 15 seconds, no more. Because we also come into this problem where we start over talking about things. You don't need to spend 30 minutes going over how X is going to affect Y. Just nice and short. All right. Do you want to call people, seeing as you're throwing?
Alright. The first one, what's that on the list? Can you hand me a picture?
Sure.
Alright, confidence. Let's see.
I'm going to steal Caleb's chair for a second.
Yeah, we teach them that they can do hard and challenging things.
Yeah, I like that. Have confidence in them. Alright,
Brilliant. Do you want to throw a piece of candy at him?
I did. Sorry.
Oh, you already did. Sweet. Cool.
I just wasn't
Hannah, self-esteem.
We highlight students when we know that we include them.
Yeah.
Well done.
Alright, Jackson, self-control. Sorry, physical fitness.
Doing push-ups and sit-ups.
Tyler, self-control.
I want you guys to imagine the photo where your student is always super focused, super good by we do sparring and they learn how to control themselves with a power.
Yeah, holding themselves. Alright, let's see. Sabrina, focus.
We focus on thinking and we use titles and do
Yeah,
Well done.
almost. Seth, respect.
We teach bowing, like bowing on and off the mat, and just like getting in the mindset of like saying creative bowing on and off that respect the instructors and the mat.
Good job.
Tanner, bullying. Their fault.
We practice telling our partner if they're hitting too far, so that we don't get hurt.
Yeah. Nate, self-defense.
Well, you're here to learn a martial art. If you can't defend yourself, don't come to us. But I'm gonna teach you how to punch, kick, fly, scream, and run away from that guy.
If you need to, right?
If you need to, yeah.
Heidi, social skills.
Oh gosh, I didn't write anything down.
You're the number one. Do it.
Every time you
So-
practice your form in front of everyone, you
I'm
have to
getting there. Don't
introduce yourself.
steal my.
All right, thank you. Heidi, a different one. Different social skills.
Run harder.
Well, you get to be with teammates all the time.
Sam, goal setting.
Figuring out how to set goals to get their different rank advancements will help them with goal setting at school and other aspects of their life.
I love it.
What needs to
Very
be
well
responsibility?
drawn.
Making sure you bring your gear every day and keeping control of all your weapons.
Yeah. All right. We have some good ones in there.
Mhm.
If you didn't have one written down that you've heard someone say, write it down now that you liked. Something that maybe you enjoyed in there.
Jaden's answers were better than all.
So as you can see here, like they get brought up all the time. Somebody says, "Oh, okay." These get brought up all the time. Somebody says, "My kid just needs help focusing," and you're gonna start talking about the focus. You're gonna, like they said, talk about the student, go over that stuff. And then we get to painting the picture. You're gonna tell them how our dojo, how our program can specifically help them with focus. And by using these things, having these written down, having something already in your mind, you can just spit something out really easy, right? Like, I mean, don't make it seem like you just spit it out and it had nothing to do with their kid, related to their kid. But that our program shows focus. We use yes, sir, and yes, ma'am. We call attention. And if they're not looking us in the eyes, they're not going to know what's going on. And we make sure that happens. We make sure they focus, right? So having some of these written down somewhere at all times, whether or not you're doing an enrollment conference, is fantastic, because even on the mat, somebody's going to, you might need to tell somebody what our program can include and what our program can benefit them with.
On that same note, we've got a lot of instructors in here.
This is what we promised in the office, guys. So you got to deliver.
Don't make me a liar.
We got to make sure if we are talking about the life skills in the office that they're going to hear about focus and respect and responsibility all the time on the mat. You can't not use those words on the mat. You got to be putting those life skills into everything that we do. We also promise a lot on, we talk about the intros and what has just happened in the intro. So we sure hope that you're actually teaching the intros the way that we've been taught to teach them.
That might cause a weird thing, but real quick, and then your turn, Jake. I don't know if you noticed. Okay.
Sorry.
This is kind of just all weird. I don't know if you noticed when Daniel was like the attention stance game, right? He brought attention to that because he knew it would have happened in the intro, which is why when you do an intro, it's so important to hit all the things we tell you to hit in an intro, because as the office people, we use what we know should have happened in the intro as a callback to like things like that. So I use all the time, you saw them at the end, confidently state their name and perform stuff in front of you. That better have happened in the intro, or I'm lying to a parent because I didn't see the intro the whole time.
It's really awkward when you say.
They're like, no.
I'm so glad that like you were working on that confidence of being able to keep your hands up while your parents are trying to attack you, right? They're like, you didn't do that. I'm like,
yeah, and then I go, well, that will happen in class. What did you do? And then you have to like move it around. Jake.
You actually stole my thunder because that's exactly what I was going to say. Remember to set your teammate up for success. So if you're doing the intro lesson, make sure that as an instructor that you are the one doing exactly what they're talking about in the office, because otherwise, yeah, it does make it extremely awkward.
That's why we have a template for the intro. So if you haven't seen that before and you're running intros, please let us know so we can help you get that template.
Okay, Sam.
All right. When you're done doing an intro and we're saying, would you really like to see Johnny do blah, blah, blah? And, something that comes up in a class, is that documented somewhere so like we can call back to it? It's like, hey, you know what? Johnny got up in front of the class today and did X, Y, Z. Did you see it? Did he talk about it?
Oh,
It should be in Spark.
That should be in the About Me.
Sometimes.
Going one step further, when they're asking for confidence and you say, wouldn't it be amazing to see him stand up in front of class and perform his form to show you that confidence? We write confidence. Do we write down the specific thing that we told them would happen?
It's the next step to make it even better.
That is.
Oh.
Good call out.
Go, Sam.
Nice.
Yeah, last one in the.
I was just gonna say some intros might not go as like normal plan because some kids are like really struggling. So just letting the office person know like he did 2 punches and that's all we got out of him. Sometimes just communicating with your team, but.
Pass it on to Caden.
Yeah, pass it to Caden. When you bring it in the office, you can recap what just happened and make it not even seem like you're talking to the program director. You're like, awesome, today he did this and broke a board, he had a fantastic time. Or did you have a fantastic time? You talk to the kid about this, you recap it, and the program director can overhear it, and then we know what happened. That's great.
One super tiny thing that I really appreciate that Lorraine did when she first got put in Clinton was within like the first week when we had an intro, she was like, hey, I'm going to watch your intro. And it was because she wanted to, number one, learn how to do it. But 2, now she knows exactly how every single one of them, well, my good intros go, right? If one accidentally ends up going awry, then I end up telling her. But she deliberately came and watched one of mine so that she knew what to talk about in the office, which I appreciated.
One thing I want you guys to kind of pick up on as well, when I asked them what their favorite things were in the intro, I'm also kind of checking to see if you guys did your jobs. Because if he says breaking the board, I know you broke the board. If she says attention stance, I know you did the attention stance, right?
She says cartwheels, we're like, what happened?
Yeah. Okay. Right. Bryce is, we'll do last question, then we'll move on. Yeah. Just so that we don't run out of time.
Just kind of going with what Ashlyn said. Every time Jaden brings in someone into the office after doing an intro, he does do sort of a recap when he is explaining the homework card about how earning the white belt. There's sort of 2 parts to that. The first part is what we did in there, and he'll sort of list off what they did, and then the second part is this here, the homework card, and so I am able to hear pretty much exactly what they did, whether that's why he's doing it or not. That's helpful.
Very helpful.
No idea you guys wanted us. I didn't know you did that, so I'm glad that was.
That means that you were very good at your job, sir.
means you're thinking ahead. Nice job.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
So we're going to continue on. So the last 3 questions on here are going to be hit very quickly in succession, pretty much. So please pay attention, and then we'll move on to the back in a second.
All right. Lorraine, would it be okay if I went over the schedule with you?
Oh, yes, please.
Perfect. All right. So, Mr. Brandon will be able to come 2 times per week, right? I'm gonna use 2 different colors for you to kind of show you the difference, right? He's gonna get 1 A day, and he's gonna get 1 B day. Now, his A day is gonna be based on his belt rank and age. Now, Mr. Brandon, you're 7, right?
Yes.
Perfect. So I'm going to have him in the beginner class with the other 7 to 12-year-olds, either Monday at 4:10, Tuesday at 4:50, or 5:20, and then there's also an option over here on Friday at 2:30. Now that's his A day. This is where he's going to learn everything he needs to know to go through the belt rank system. B day is based on what program he's in, and I have all of my programs up here. My recommendation is to have him start in the basic 12-month trial program. Now, that's the one where we have him, try out, make sure he really likes karate so that he can move into Black Belt Club and eventually Masters Club. Black Belt Club is a 3-year program, so, we're going to wait just a little bit, make sure he's really focused, because that's where we're going to start doing weapons, just like the Ninja Turtles. Right? Do you think I could put nunchucks in your hand right now and you'd be very focused about using them? I like the confidence. What do you think?
I mean, he's going for it, but sure.
Perfect. That means sooner rather than later, we're going to be talking about Black Belt Club.
Yeah.
All right. So, for his B-Day, that basic program, either Wednesday at 4:50, I can talk, I promise. Thursday at 5:20 or 6:30, and there's also an option over here on Friday at 3 o'clock. Now, my favorite thing about the schedule is as long as you go to 1 A day and 1 B day, it doesn't really matter which one you hit. So, for instance, if you go to Monday and Wednesday one week, and then the next week, grandma's in town and you guys can't make it one of those days, and then Tuesday, Thursday is the one that you need to hit. Perfect. You don't need to tell us in advance. We actually have families that come and they do both of their classes on Friday.
Okay.
Now, does this schedule look like it could work for you?
Yeah, I think we can make that work.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear it.
Freeze. Just real quick, we're just going to touch the schedule really fast. You notice how he did how many colors?
2.
Trick question is on your paper right now.
I've tried to do 7.
Just put a lot of
We understand how this schedule works, right? We do this all day, every day. 90% of the time, our parents are confused just looking at this. They go, oh my gosh, there's so many options. It's like when I go to a restaurant and I see 20 different kinds of ice cream, and I go, I'm done. I'm not getting any ice cream at all looking at it anymore. Because there's just too much. So if we mark it in 2 colors and we say come to 1 pink and 1 yellow, simple, easy, they know what they're coming to. So make sure that if you mark it in 2 colors, they're going to know easier than anything else.
All right. Would it be okay if I went over some of the benefits of our program?
Yeah, please.
All right. So this is our basic 12-month trial program that I was telling you about. So it is 12 months. He's going to learn his basic self-defense skills. We're going to teach you how to punch and kick, sir. We're also going to be teaching you when not to be doing that. You go home, you can't kung fu chop the cat. Right? Right?
Yeah.
Perfect. The unlimited use of our schedule, like I said, 2 classes per week, mix and match the days that work for you. We have something called extended time. What that means is where this is a 12-month program, if you need to take a break of a month or more, you can. We just take that time and we put it on the end of the program. Now, everything does bill 12 months in a row, but at the end of that, if you had 3 months to use, it's yours. You've already paid for it. One of my favorite things is called our family plan. I know that you said that he's an only child, but if you ever wanted to get started with martial arts, are you married, ma'am?
Yeah.
Perfect. That means your husband would be free. So what this means is 2 members of the family paid in training, everybody else in the family trains for free.
All right.
We have this cheesy saying, a family that kicks together sticks together. We have monthly life skills and lessons. Every month we have a new life skill and we hit it pretty hard. This month we are doing courtesy. I would have been able to tell you if I didn't have to think about it. Is courtesy. We have these little homework sheets that we send home, and if he completes it, brings it back, then you, sir, get a special stripe on your belt showing that you're working not just in the dojo but at home. Does that sound cool?
Yeah.
Perfect. Because in the end, we're trying to build champions in life. You know, I can teach him how to punch and kick. I know that. I want to teach him how to be the best Brandon that he can be. And, you know, we're a life skill oriented school. That's more important to me. Okay. You want me to freeze on that?
Yeah, so just to kind of as we get a generalized question that happens pretty often is, what if my kid doesn't like it? What if we end up moving? What if there's a lot of what ifs that you can get as a program director, but probably one of the most important ones to know the answer to for any of you as instructors is because there are only two areas in which we're able to cancel a program. You know what they are?
I do.
What is one of them?
One of them is if they have a signed doctor's note saying they are forbode from taking karate classes.
Yeah, and that sometimes it can be like a physical ailment. Sometimes it can also we've done like therapy. Just because different situations, but we need some sort of signed doctor's note. And then I saw Michael's hand next.
25 miles away or more from any of our locations, and they will be able to go on without that.
Actually, I have a question about
Yes. And there's a little tiny caveat to that, in that we do actually have a free, sorry, I should probably stand up. We have a free national transfer network, which means that if they end up moving to like Florida or something where there's a whole bunch of other CMA schools, they are allowed to move their records over for free. We will do that for them.
So, two questions regarding that. I always say, okay, yeah.
They might be important questions.
I always say 25 miles or more whenever I get this question. 25 miles or more away from one of our affiliate schools. So in my brain, that includes like Bobby Lawrence CMA.
No, that is one of our 4 locations, and if they would like to quit after you go past one of our 4 locations, that's okay.
Okay.
If you go down to a Bobby Lawrence zone and you don't want to continue,
okay. I was going to say,
but I would try to let them try out a class in one of those schools. The agreement between us and the Bobby Lawrence schools that we have, there are some that don't have a relationship with, right? So it's not every single Bobby Lawrence school. Is we'll just pick up their training where it left off. So say they paid in full at the Lehigh Bobby Lawrence school, and they moved to Kaysville and want to start karate at our karate school. We don't like finagle some monetary hostage negotiation. If they paid in full, we'll just let them start training with us and continue the program that they started, and vice versa. Does that make sense?
My main question was if Bobby Lawrence counted as one of those 25 miles away.
No.
So if they move down to Saratoga.
No. If they move out of our territory by 25 miles more, if they choose not to continue their training at one of those other schools, then we'll work on getting them.
Dude, someday that's going to be so hard for them to do.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be perfect. Lorraine, do you mind passing the mic to Ashley? And then we'll get answer questions.
Just as a real quick part of that, think about it this way. We know exactly what we're offering with our 4 schools, and we know they've seen it and stuff like that. Yeah. And Bobby Lawrence schools are going to be awesome, right? It's not the same. We can't promise the same level of stuff. And if they don't want to continue anymore because it's not us.
And we've had people transfer successfully. We've had people very much not transfer successfully.
And it really depends on the school, because they're all
different
owners.
instructors, different owners,
They're not
different programs,
Caleb
different
and
curriculum.
we own CMA Northern Utah. Like
Which
we're
makes
the same owners.
which makes the curriculum and the experience much more uniform in our school compared to their school with a variety of stuff.
And then hook.
Okay, so good question. What if like they were shooting Bountiful or something? I do not want to take policy in Clinton. I wanted the Bountiful school, but I moved and I don't want to drive the distance, but I'm closest to Clinton, but I don't want to drive even though I'm in the mile range.
So no, they're not allowed to cancel. And this is actually something that if we
saw an
sign
opportunity
on.
for them to. So,
okay.
And we'll actually cover this in just a second once we get to the program agreement. So let's go through the numbers or the pricing really quickly. I hope I'm not that scary.
Well, and here's the thing. they're going to tell you that when they go to one class. You need to pre-frame if they're moving to one of our other schools. You need to go for a couple of weeks because your kids' knee-jerk reaction will be, "Ooh, this is weird and different. I don't like it," and it almost always is. Yeah. So in that case, you need to pre-frame. It's going to take a bit to get used to the new instructors. I'm confident the experience in all 4 schools is fantastic. I don't think they're going to miss anything if they would just give it a chance and go for a couple months. So I would argue that when those are happening, it's because you guys maybe aren't setting them up for the understanding. They need to take some time to get to know the new head instructor, the new program director, have fun in class with the kids. If you move from Bountiful to Clinton and you have a ready-made, built-in group of friends that they can start making at a karate school, isn't that hugely powerful for your kid as they're going to a new elementary school?
Yeah.
But you know these karate kids are going to be like interested in the same stuff. I would just set that up better for your parents by making sure you explain that a lot better. Sorry, I know this is way off.
Yeah. That's also one of the big reasons why we need to be uniform with our curriculum, because they should be able to go to Clinton and pick basically up where they left off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry, continue.
All right. Lorraine, would it be okay if I went over some of our savings options?
Yes, please.
Perfect. All right. So this is our first option. It is our paid in full option. Does the entire 12 months up front. It saves you 20%. It's one payment of $1781.60. You know, that saves you over $400 just on the tuition. But you also get our starter kit for free, which will include t-shirt, his uniform, and then a hand target to help him practice at home. Option B is the start of the monthly payment options. Saves you 10%. It's a down payment of $399, 12 monthly payments of $133.78, saving you over $200, and you would get the starter kit for 50% off. Option C saves you 5%, $299 down, 12 monthly payments of $151.38, over $100 in savings, and 25% off the starter kit. And then option D is what everything else is based on, $199 down, 12 monthly payments of $169, and then the training package is $105 plus tax. Now I know that's a lot of numbers, so I'm going to show you some more. I have them all on this one handy dandy list. Do you want to look over them just real quick?
That's part of how you beat robot mode. I'm going to show you some more. It was a joke. It was funny.
Now, is there one of these options that looks like it would work better to get you started today?
I mean, option B kind of makes sense, but I don't know, we're a military family. We work on the base, and I don't even actually know how long we're gonna be here.
Okay.
Could be a few months or years. I have no idea. And so, well, what if we were to leave and move?
Yeah. So if you were to move outside like 25 miles from one of our schools, we have 4 of them. We would cancel your program.
Okay. Okay. Okay, we'll go with. Can I make this a little harder? Sorry.
Yeah, make it harder. I don't care.
Okay, cool. I like the monthly payment of option B. I just don't know if I can fork out $400 right now.
Okay, I totally understand that. Would it make it easier if we split that down payment over 2 pay periods?
I can make that work better.
Perfect.
And now you're gonna say
Yeah, and so we're gonna hit the agreement really quickly. But first, I want you all to turn your paper over. And I want to hit the enrollment checklist lightning fast. And then we're going to hit the program agreement, because I think it'll make a little more sense that way. So, first off, the enrollment checklist is something, if you would all like a secondary physical copy, we can give it to you, or you can use the one on the back of your paper.
It's called I was over prepared and printed then, so.
It's okay. I don't think she realized that I was going to put it on the bottom of the paper. Extra over-prepared and
we like over-prepared.
So, first thing is going to be the program agreement is signed. You want to make sure that happens. Well, all of these steps, you want to make sure that happens when somebody enrolls. And we'll go over the program agreement in a second. You want to make sure that the progress check, first group class, is scheduled. Basically, what that is once you've signed up, we want to have a check-in in a couple of weeks just to make sure things are going well, answer questions for you. 3 classes, sorry. And just make sure that we can get a couple other bits of information to you about like how the belt system works and all the other like birthday parties and just more information. We don't want to overwhelm them today. We want to make sure that they are made an attendance card. It helps because we need to start tracking attendance. We start to write postcards for the kids. It just helps personalize the experience, saying, hey, we really like having you there. They are placed on the upgrade list so that when you guys are looking at your awesome call list, which is right underneath it, which at least in Bountiful, it's on the same spreadsheet document, just a different tab. Make sure that it's there so that we can make sure as they're progressing, we can help them upgrade, and so that as you guys are helping them in class, you can give them awesome calls. Rank and size are entered into the program and make sure it's accurate and that they actually have a size in the system, because it becomes a really big headache for our head instructors when they run mass rank promotes, and especially for Cassie when she goes to purchase all of those belts. Notes are entered about why they're training in the About Me section, and I would also say copied as well into the notes as well, so there's a second location to find it. And like we were saying, if we get a specific example of something that we promise that they will see in class, we will write it down in the notes and the About Me section as well. Order form filled out for any missing equipment from the starter pack, and the starter pack includes the t-shirt, uniform, and hand target. If you're not able to give them that, please fill out an order form. T-shirt received, uniform received, hand target received. So if those are all checked off, make the order form.
And if you don't know how to do one of them, ask someone.
Please. Referral rewards entered if applicable. So if somebody refers them to our school and they end up signing up, the person that referred them gets $75 worth of Pro Shop credit. And regardless if that is, for the paid individuals. So if the family of 5 signs up all in basic program, whoever referred them can get maximum of 2 from that family, because with the family plan, only 2 people pay tuition, everybody else gets a free basic program. And then lastly, our new student checklist is completed, and you get to check that off and we're good. Woo!
And the last thing that I'll add to that, at least in Kaysville, is I do have a renewal list, and I ask that you put their name and when their program is expiring so I can sort it in my renewal list.
I do have a question. You just checked off the new student checklist. Isn't that something that we cover as a separate checklist with the student?
Yes.
Yes, which is why I'm not going into detail here today.
Okay, we're saying check the box, but that's
check the
separate
box
from this list.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, what are, for some hard candy to the face, what are some of the things, by raise of hand, that are on the program agreement?
Do you want us to try and go in order, or does it matter?
No, I don't care.
Just give some.
Ooh, that'd be so much more
I was like,
difficult. I love that.
We'll start with Cassie.
The fact that they only ever pay for their tuition when they take care of the day, and if and when they pass their belt test, they'll pay for that, and equipment as needed for their programs.
Yes, only 3 areas.
I would change that slightly.
Don't say it like that, but that's
Yeah.
I'm gonna run over exactly how I'll say it at the end here too. Okay.
This is the length of your program from this date to this date.
Yes.
Sign the box.
Sorry,
I'll never get that candy again.
After the end of your program, you'll need to come in and sign a new program because we don't auto renew.
Yes, we don't honor new programs. Brandon.
Yes! The fact that our schedule, rates, instructors, dojo locations may change.
Yes, subject to change. Tyler.
They promised not to sue us, like they gave up that liability agreement or something.
Yeah, we're contract sport. Please don't sue us. We're gonna do everything we can to keep your kids safe, but accidents happen. Dayton, did you have one or?
I mean, mine was anything. I'll do a different one though. Mine is that, you have late fees. In case you ever have a late fee or for whatever reason things doesn't go through, we do hold the right to take a $15 late fee. However, I've never had to do that. I was always talking to you guys before doing so.
Oh, it should be like.
Okay,
It disappeared into the abyss of nothingness.
Oh, I'm sorry. I might have another one.
okay, we will take pictures sometimes of your kiddos and post them on social media. We won't disclose any names without your permission.
Yes. That's technically not in our contract, but we do say it at the end part of it.
It's in a really big block of letters.
Right, it's not its own thing, so if they're not reading
It's in
it,
like a waiver.
yeah, it's kind of all together. Grace. Yeah, we'll do those online classes. All right, last Jolly Rancher. I haven't called on Nate though. Did I?
We already
That was already taken. Bryce?
Yeah, the tuition rates, scheduling.
We already
said that one. I'm thinking of one particular one. Heather.
This one is very important.
This is
guys.
the
most important one.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about extended time,
Oh, no.
but that's in there with one of these. Daniel.
This is a contract.
Yay!
That we issue no refunds.
But there are no refunds.
There are no refunds, and it says. Okay, so you want to hand those out? Did everyone?
I
get it?
just
Okay.
started them.
So if you've got a program agreement, that one that Heather was talking about, there is on the like 6 1 down. It says this is a continuous program with no extensions for non-use. If somebody is reading that, they will often, if they're like reading it closely, they'll often ask, "What do you mean non-use? You just talked about extended time." That's different. I mean, it's kind of similar, but we do offer that. If they let us know in advance, we'll take their monthly
It's
like
often
time
just to re-explain
to put it at the end, but their payment does continually come out. So that's where the continuous part comes in.
I'm not going crazy. Did we cover
Talk to
the?
us.
I understand my monthly payment's going to be this much, and it's coming up in the next month.
I think it was kind of blended
That's
into
the
someone's
part of
thing,
the
but we didn't talk about it.
That's split in two.
Okay, so take a look at this.
These 7 main points.
Yeah, I always cover that top portion,
I would
but
like you to write down on your paper.
it's hard to do that for someone who has no payments yet.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna run through this exactly how I would do it in an enrollment conference.
anyone
I'm gonna
not
go lightning speed though. I usually don't go this fast, but sometimes I do. And then if you've got questions, this is kind of the end of what we're talking about. There's also a paper agreement that we can show you guys how you would fill one of those out if you were doing a paper agreement. If Spark crashes or if we're doing it in mass.
Do any of you guys have any questions about why we charge what we charge, why we charge how we charge, why all this gobbledygook and legalese has to be in there?
I don't have a question, but if you have time, watch the Metsky video. It's so good. There's a video that Mr. Metzger made that goes over the like mathematical breakdown and the science behind all of it, and I went melted my
You'll
stomach.
go, oh my gosh, that
What's
makes
it
sense.
called?
And the cooking and
I
it
don't
makes
remember.
it makes
Well,
sense
that's
for
a
the
good
kids,
question.
it makes sense for the customer, and it makes sense for the company. And it helps our customers stay committed to what they agree to, even when they get those temporary frustrations or he doesn't want to come. Having them in the contract helps the parent make the right decision to help their child stick with this. Does that make sense? I promise you, once you become an adult, you'll go, well, I'm paying for it, you're going.
We had a student a couple weeks ago. Grandma saw it. She said, "I love your program," and then she saw that it was a 12-month contract, and she said, "I'm not signing a contract." And after I talked to her a little bit about it, and I was like, "Listen, this is why we have a contract. We want to help you commit." She's like, "I'm the one making the commitment," and I was like, "Yeah, but also you can help your students be here. You tell your student that you're paying for this, and they make a commitment with you. And yes, you're like financially in charge of this, but get them to come for the whole year."
And you're teaching a child to commit to things and stick with stuff. 12 months is not that long.
Yeah, she signed the agreement.
Yeah,
by
I was
the way.
gonna say that's something my parents did because there were definitely times like I don't want to go.
Are you? I remember. Are you going to do this?
Yeah, my
We had
parents
that
were like, "No, you're going because we signed up this and you already agreed."
I think I signed you up.
I had that same conversation with my children.
Well, I love this because my dad made me go. We have no kind of contract with that. My dad made me go 5 days a week because he's paying $7 a month. And I was like, I will be damned if I don't get my money's worth. I was like, and I was not allowed to quit, but that was because that's who my dad is. But not everybody's parent is like that. Is going to make you go. So if it possibly happens, what about the parents who get into this?
This. When we throw the mics though.
Oh, I'm sure. With my own kids, like my kids, because I own the place, my kids come to karate for free. And so I'm not financially obligated to bring them as consistent, but you better believe it, Lyric is never missing a silks class because I pay tons of money for that. And she will be there every single time. She won't miss unless it's an emergency. So like psychologically, if you're not financially invested, you will not bring your child.
Skin in the game.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
And that's exactly it. We have given people scholarships to come to karate for free. I don't think the old way of doing it with that for a whole year. Not one. Yeah, so if we cancel their program, let's say like for like a paid in full versus a monthly payment plan, they're gonna be like losing out on that money if they paid in full, correct?
Yes.
Do we refund them to like? How does that work?
So we have to refund based off of the
answer. Sorry.
we refund based off the full program amount, which means they won't get much back.
There's some very specific math that they
Jennifer
oftentimes
makes that
don't
call.
like because they think that they should be getting back this much, but in reality, because they haven't finished their full program, we
But
can't
for
give
him,
them
if
the
he doesn't
additional
know,
discount. Oh, yeah. So we have to include that chunk of price,
Yes.
take it out of their cost. They also have got a program or a training kit for free. We have to take that out of their cost.
You don't have to go to a detail.
No, it's just yes, we do. It's
So
just
sometimes we do, sometimes we don't.
And if when we do,
Sometimes they
get
owe
no
us
money.
money. Sometimes they owe us money if we're doing the refund. So, and so then they don't go for it. Yeah.
Okay. How far in advance do you do renewal calls? Is it 2 months?
Oh,
3? Okay. Oh, it's green.
Okay, cool.
3 months. Okay.
It's 3 months out, but I have people who are expiring at the beginning of May who I still can't reach. So it's like
Any
I'm
other
trying.
questions? No? No. Perfect.
Okay.
Take a break. Go breathe.
Thank you guys.
Air out here. Yes, sir.
Water bottle.